All right, y'all, we back. We only have a couple more topics to discuss tonight. I just really wanted to tap in with all the political stuff that's been going on. Hey, King Shaddy, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so we only got a couple more topics while we're waiting on the fellas to come back. Hey, Charmaine, I just wanted to play this. I wanted to see if I could play it, but I don't think it's gonna let me. If I can play Joe Biden's speech, let me see if I can play it for y'all. There he is, Joe.
Poison. It's a poison running through. It really is running through our body politic, and it's been allowed to fester and grow right in front of our eyes. No more. I mean, no more. We need to say as clearly and forcefully as we can that the ideology of white supremacy has no place in America. None. And look, failure for us to not say that, failure in saying that, is going to be complicity. Silence is complicity. It's complicity. We cannot remain silent.
That was just a little clip from Joe talking about, white supremacy and how it is a poison. And I do agree with what he was saying as far as that goes. Got to change the way of thinking. And it's nothing wrong with wanting to build in your own communities. And it's nothing wrong with wanting to have pride within your own culture and your own community. Everyone, takes pride in where they come from. Whether you're Hispanic, whether you're white, whether you're Asian, whether you're Russian, whether you're whatever, wherever you're from. I'm waiting for the guys to come back on. But yeah, it's just still a shame, the toxicity that's being spread within the Black communities, even amongst each other. There's colorism within the Black community, and it's like we already struggle with enough. Then we're bringing racism into our own little bit of community that we're trying to keep together. So it's like,
That was started by white people.
Yeah, that too.
Colorism was started by white people.
You're right, especially with putting the lighter skinned ones in the home, darker skinned ones outside. Yes. And I think all of that stuff just trickles down. It's a trickling down generational effect. You gotta break that mental poisoning, that mental thinking that you've been taught to think and been brainwashed to think, And
I want to go back to it, and I don't want people to be at me, saying like, "Oh, Ken is a racist. Ken doesn't like white people." Like, no. What I'm trying to say is,
like white people.
I love white. Not all of y'all.
Not all of
y'all. But a lot of y'all I'm friends with.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not generalizing, and I'm not saying all white people. I'm talking about white supremacy. I'm talking about
exactly that cluster
that right. Only white is right.
Right, white power.
Yeah. Yes. And programming, yes. Sorry.
Yes, exactly.
It's certain things like that is incredibly frustrating to have to deal with when, like how you're saying, like cultural appropriation is huge.
Right.
And we deal with those situations constantly, and I think sometimes us as the Black community, we see someone and like, because they are not Black, we tend to exact all of our hatred towards the white race in general to that
right.
one person who isn't necessarily committing that crime. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? So I feel like we have to fight the right battles as opposed to all battles.
Yes, I agree with that.
Just because we tend to get outraged about, I think no one wants to be deemed a fool.
Right.
Right. So no one wants to feel like someone has gotten over on them.
Over on them. Mm-hmm.
You
Oh
know
yeah,
what I
of course,
mean?
all day. Yeah.
And so even something so small that maybe someone who's doing something like incredibly innocent, they're so quick to call that racist.
Right,
You know what I mean? Because they
right.
don't want to get tricked.
Right.
Into
No, you're right.
trusting. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants to trust someone and then they go, gotcha. You know what I mean?
Gotcha, nigga.
Right. Nobody wants that. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants to feel like a fool after and be like, I should never trust your ass. And I ain't gonna trust none of y'all motherfuckers ever again. You know what I mean?
That's exactly how it is, dude. That's so funny.
That's how it be. So it's like we gotta pick our battles.
Yes.
And
yes, we do.
And the battles that we know are clear.
That we can actually have some headway with that.
Yes. So we should all be putting in on this whole situation with the anti black hate bill.
Yeah, I agree.
We should all be putting in towards when it comes to this mass shooting in Buffalo. Like it's certain situations like that where it's making it point blank apparent.
Right.
To be able to see what white supremacy is and get up off of Jack Harlow. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we just we misplace our energy in like stupid places. You know what I mean?
You're right. That you are very right about that. Like you're right.
Especially so small.
Yeah, especially picking your battles, like stuff that doesn't even really freaking matter. Like when there's real important issues that we really need to be tackling and really discussing and what's really going on in the real world, not entertainment bullshit, petty drama.
Certain stuff like that. Like it'd be like, are you trying to do what you can?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
are you clout chasing?
Are you gonna talk about him but you don't vote?
Right.
Like, what are you?
Some people be too woke that they woke and they just overlooking shit.
Yeah, like come on now.
But I thought you was woke.
I thought you knew.
Yo, that's so funny. He was talking about Jack Harlow was on a radio station and he didn't know that Brandy and Ray J were siblings.
I wouldn't know that Brandy and Ray J were siblings if I was born.
In the fucking, how old is Jack Harlow? Like
Jack Harlow is about as young as this kid who shot up in Buffalo.
And they were like, you didn't know Brandy and Ray J were brother and sister? Like, nobody gives a fuck.
All these gray-haired old motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, you look at the people who were at that
that radio station.
Oh,
they were our age.
Our age. Come on. And then you look for this young, curly hair, just grew a beard, Jack Harlow to know.
And they were trying to make it seem like he was at fault. Like, what? They was at fault. Why y'all set him up like that?
Right. NDRE old ass. Shut up. Shut up.
Ain't had a hit in I don't know how long.
How long?
Oh my God. Yeah, they did do Jack wrong. That was wrong. Like that's what he was referencing to when he said
Jack
black people. And then she tried to
listening to Never Say Never.
Never.
Jack Harlow is not turning on Moesha to figure out who Ray J is. Ray J is on VH1 and Brandy is just got off Broadway. So for me to know that they, even if they took a picture together, I would not know.
They didn't need to do him like that. That was messed up. I was like,
Messed up. Get off
and then
his
it
back.
was just funny because India Arie tried to make it a black and white thing.
Know your history. That's why you shouldn't be doing rap, because you don't know about black folk. Girl, sit down. Have several seats.
He's young, India. He's young. He'll get there.
And they only doing that because of the color of his skin.
You're right. You're right.
They only
You're
doing
right.
that. Had it been someone who was a black rapper, they wouldn't
You're
have thought,
right.
they wouldn't have thought 2 seconds.
You're right.
2 seconds. So it's like certain things like that. Like if we, it doesn't necessarily go both ways, but in this particular case, it goes both ways.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
I
Like,
never even thought about it like that.
yeah, because they be looking at us like, oh, you don't know? You don't know either. You know what I mean?
Right.
For us to automatically expect for him to know this random ass fact, for him to
He
pick
even
that
said,
out of the air, that's
he even said it too. He was like, nobody told me.
he literally, you can see by his reaction how genuine
He
he was
was.
caught unawares. He was like, dang, I had no idea.
It was a revelation for him.
Right, Andy Ari was like, you should have known, nigga. Like, come on. You should have known. Do your history. We already trying to take black people out the history books.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I never even thought about it like that. That's real funny. You're right. That went both ways that time.
Get off his ass.
Yeah, they was picking on poor Jack. And Jack be showing mad love to the sisters. So I like Jack Harlow.
And they did that. Yes, he do. Yes, he do.
He do.
I don't think he ever really thinks about it in terms of like
Color.
color. I don't think he
Yeah.
thinks about it like that.
I don't think he does either. I think some people just identify with the culture. Like they just like the culture. I think Justin Bieber's kind of the same way. Like when all that racist stuff was going on, he said that he was like everything that he learned about like music and stuff came from black people and black culture.
Exactly. When when it's prevalent in today's
Right.
society, when it's on the radio, when it's on television, when all of those things, you are going to have people, if we are trying to be a blended community, you are going
Right.
to have people who are going to idolize things that are cool.
That's right.
Point blank period. When I look at films, I'm looking at people from all different creeds and all different colors, but it becomes a situation where, yeah, I can do that too because I see someone who's up there doing it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like who looks like me doing it. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's a visual. A lot of people are captivated by what they see. That is true.
Representation is real. It matters.
Yeah, that's very
It's
true.
huge. So when you have certain people in the past who have been able to blend into the society based on on their talent and their talent alone, because
Right.
there are certain songs that we dance to at the cookout that we think excuse me,
Oh, you're fine. Take your time.
I'm talking too much.
You're right. Take your time. Take a sip.
I ain't got nothing to sip.
Michael must be gone.
Yeah, he must be working.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of people who are who we dance to at the cookout,
Right.
who we think are black on these songs,
Sure do.
but are white, but are not black. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so,
Right.
and then we find out later on in life, or try and figure out certain, like Michael McDonald. You know what I mean?
Yes, I love his voice.
That's what you call blue-eyed soul. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's genuinely trying to make good music.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right, right.
It doesn't. I feel like sometimes music doesn't have color, but what you talk about does.
Paints that picture. I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like anybody can sing R&B,
Right.
anybody can rap, anybody can sing country, anybody can do
Right.
all of those things, but it's what you talk about that becomes about your experience and the culture that you lead forth with. You know what I mean?
Right.
If,
Right.
if
Right.
you if you out here and you white and you riding around and getting it and you in these low riders, you know what I mean? Like, that's your
Hey,
experience. You know what I
right,
mean?
exactly. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, like I said, like
But
we
if
were
you
saying,
start saying that you black and you hip hopping and you know stuff like that, then I'm look at you sideways.
yeah,
Like,
like hold on now, wait a minute now. Be you. You can like all of that, but still be
yes,
your, but be happy being white and liking all of
yes,
that.
yes. And I get where the frustration comes in sometimes when it's like, but we've been doing the same thing for years and now they're getting accolades for it when we're getting overlooked at what we
Look.
were doing for years.
Mhm,
You know what I mean?
mhm.
So I think that that's where the problem starts to come in, and that's when people become outraged because people are starting to get big ups, like when Kim Kardashian wore those
I
Bach
was just about to say
braids,
that. Yep. And
and
it because it becomes like it's like, okay, it's cool for her to wear it, but when I wear it, it looks bad. My hair
it
is
looks
not
bad,
done. It's
right?
nappy. I need to do something with it. I need to straighten it. I need to da 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 da. But she does it. It's cute. It's hip. It's fly. All the other Caucasian girls are getting it now, and you know what I mean. It's like a slap in the face when we're the ones that originated it.
Yes, yes, yes. No,
So it's
I
like,
completely get from that standpoint, but I do believe that we should check in on the particular artist or who they are, what they represent, and not shun them because of it. Just because when it comes to Kim Kardashian, it's like she ain't trying to pay no homage. You know what I mean?
she's
Like
so
she's trying to come off like the originator. You know what I
right,
mean? But
right.
I feel like Jack Harlow would say like I got
I
this shit from
yeah,
such and such.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like these are
yeah.
the people
That's
who
how
I
you pay
idolize
respect.
or who I would say.
We're paying like a homage or respect.
Exactly. Exactly. Once, like, when you get up there and you say that I was the first, that's when I'm gonna start having a problem with it. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's when I'm gonna start getting outraged, just because then you starting to say like, there were no people before you.
It's almost like stealing.
Exactly.
Like for the longest, I didn't know. Well, you ain't nothing but a hound dog. I didn't know that a black lady actually did that song first, and Elvis took the song, and everyone thinks that that was Elvis's song. He was the
Yes.
originator and then creator, and then come to find out, Elvis stole a lot of black people's songs that were their original songs that he made his original, and only people know Elvis for doing that song when he took it from somebody else.
I mean, he also stole James Brown's moves.
He did, didn't he?
Yes. Yes. I mean, those like little rocks and things of that nature, like James Brown was already on tour
Oh
doing
yeah,
that.
James
You know
Brown
what I
was the
mean? So
originator for that.
and sometimes it happens the other way around too. Sometimes it happens when it comes to um Dolly Parton. Dolly
Oh
Parton came
yeah,
out with "And I Will Always Love
you're
You"
right.
first, and
You're right. You are
then
right.
Whitney Houston sold it, and now she's well known for it. But ain't nobody forgot about Dolly. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, right. Anybody that knows that Dolly Parton, they know that she did that first. But see, me, I didn't find that out till later on. Like when I became older, I always thought that was Whitney Houston's song.
Yeah,
And I later on found out it was actually Dolly Parton's song.
yeah,
So, I
yeah.
mean,
Because India out here saying like, oh, you know, she like Jack Harlow did a Brandy song or some shit, and don't know Brandy related to Rachel.
that was petty. I'm like, yo,
Patty,
how petty you gonna get?
a three
Um,
page a 3-page IG story. Really?
She
You writing a dissertation on your IG story?
she felt like Benton that day. She felt real black that
Yeah,
day.
she had time. She had time. Her hair was wrapped up, and she wasn't her hair that day.
I am
get
not
it. I get it.
Yo, she was going hard on Jack Harlow. Shout out to Jack Harlow. He seems like a real genuine sweetheart.
I feel like he chill. And
Yeah, he seems really focused. He said he stopped drinking alcohol. I watched a little interview on him where he was talking about how he really wanted to stay focused on his music and he's got a goal and he doesn't want anything throwing him off his mental. He seems like a very focused and driven guy. So he's doing real good right now. So shout outs to you, Jack Harlow. Keep doing your thing. Don't let them people try to intimidate you. You got it.
Nah, he'll be back out with another single soon, and it'll be an India.Arie song, and I'll be pumping it.
Featuring India.Arie. She need him.
Right. Who's your brother? Who's your sister? We don't know.
Ain't nobody checking for India right now. It's been too long since you've been gone.
Right. Stay there. We got your classics.
Oh my God. So, okay, we're going to move on to the next topic because there's one more topic after this. Is a relationship topic that I want to bring up. This is still touching on what we're talking about. There was a situation that happened with a black lacrosse team in Georgia. What wasn't a, they weren't, well, yes, majority of them were black, but there was a white girl on the team.
Where you can surf without getting finished.
And I want to see if I can I switch my camera?
There's no place.
Oh, Michael. He's back.
Humiliated on the interstate. I was stunned, appalled, confused as to why this was happening. A bus carrying black lacrosse players were pulled over for a minor traffic violation. According to the players, when officials saw they were black, things went left. Is this a case of racial profiling? I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates.
Can you guys see it? It's kind of hard to see.
On April 20th, 2022, the Delaware State University's women's lacrosse team, they were heading home after playing a series of games in both Florida and Georgia. They say sheriff's deputies in rural Liberty County, Georgia, stopped their bus driver for a left lane violation. They say they didn't think much of it until one of those deputies hopped on their bus, saw that there were mostly black women on board, then started searching their bus for drugs. It's a lacrosse team. Wow. The team says that when they got stopped, at first, the deputies were nice.
Hey, how y'all doing? We won't have you guys in just a few minutes, okay?
One deputy then gets off the bus and starts talking to his partner.
A bunch of dang schoolgirls on the bus. Probably some weed.
They talk a little more.
Gotta be weed.
It's gotta be weed.
But soon turn into an all.
They got the dogs, y'all. Look at them. They got the dogs.
We get out here. We stop commercial vehicles, okay? Believe it or not, the majority of the drugs and large amounts of money, trafficking children, trafficking anything up and down these interstates, that's what we look for, okay? We're going to check y'all's luggage.
They checked all their luggage, you guys.
Anything in y'all's luggage, they're probably going to find it, okay? I'm not looking for a little bit of marijuana, but I'm pretty sure you guys as chaperones probably going to be disappointed in you if we find any. If there is something in there that is questionable, please tell me now.
Who gives a fuck about a little marijuana?
I know. He even said that. Here we go. Hold on.
Did what she thought was right and pulled out her camera to record the encounter.
Smart girl.
I think we were a little frightened.
They're young.
Drugs and all that. So we were like, oh, yeah, nothing of the sort.
Her teammate, Janai Elder, was right behind her.
I know exactly what's about to go on. So I was like, I need to call my mom and let her know what's going on. And if something happens to me, I need to say goodbye because I don't know.
Now that's sad.
Confused and upset, you can hear one passenger ask a question.
He stopped for crack. It's not y'all for crack. He stopped for crack. He's conducting his business. I can bring my dog out for 3 years. This is how we start an investigation. Okay? Most of the time, it turns out to be nothing. But there are times where we end up finding some children that are missing from their family. We find large amounts of money that nobody knows anything about.
The deputies start searching through the women's personal belongings, their shoes, clothing, and prescription medication.
What is 5 ants? What is it? 5 ants? What is 5 ants?
They just trying to find
Finds a
something.
brown package and asks who it belongs to.
Legally, I'm not able to do that.
Your aunt gave it to you? You don't know what it is?
I didn't open it up until I got back.
She says it was an Easter gift from her aunt. The deputy says he's going to open it off the bus to check inside.
It's a weird saying.
That's total invasion of privacy, number one.
He rewraps the
Yeah, I don't think they're like legally able to do that.
They don't have a search warrant.
At all. Now they did all this is recent, you guys.
We're gonna get
Y'all see it says 4/20/2022.
We are D1 Division I athletes, and we know the rules. The NCAA
Division I
to have
athletes.
drugs on us. So for them to just accuse us of having narcotics in our possession was just absurd.
so appalling to Sydney Anderson that she wrote about it in her school newspaper. The story blew up. What kind of motivated you to say, hey, something's wrong here. People need to know about this?
I remember being on the bus and telling my teammates, I'm going to make an article about this, about what we just experienced. If my article did not come out, this issue would have been swept under the rug and people would not have known what we've been through.
Yep.
County Sheriff
Who
William
knows?
Lopez defending his deputies in a news conference late last
Now
week.
look, the black guy was defending the deputies.
There were several commercial vehicles stopped that morning, including another bus where contraband was located.
He later told news affiliate WSAV in a one-on-one
Wrong,
that the
brother.
search only continued because K-9 officers picked up a scent from the team's luggage.
Oh hell, them dogs
Just
don't
like
know.
TSA. There was, they did it with care, they did it with compassion,
Searching for answers.
put it back together, and
Right.
put them back on the bus.
Emily Campanelli.
Now, this is
one of
the only white girl on the
women
on the team.
She was on that bus and says something needs to change.
If that bus was filled with girls that looked like me, that would never happen. Like, I've gotten pulled over before and it's like, oh, hi, how are you, sweetie? Yeah, you're good to go. You know what I mean? So you can see the distinction. At this point, these officers need to be fired. Their badges need to be taken immediately. And there needs to be an investigation of the whole police department.
Delaware State University President Tony Allen says that the university does plan to file a civil rights complaint against the Liberty County Sheriff's Office. In a statement, he says, quote, as some of you may know, Delaware Attorney General Kathleen Jennings formally requested that the incident be reviewed by the U.S. Department of Justice, Office of Civil Rights. The Attorney General's request and our complaint are first steps, but the bus driver, our coaches, and the students have their own options, and they are certainly exploring their own paths forward. We wholly support them. Meanwhile, Sheriff Bowman says that his deputies could have done a better job in this case, and he's actively working to get some feedback from the university and speak with those students. He also says that he's working with his legal team to look at options on making policy changes. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter.
All right, you guys. Yeah. So that just tied in with what we were discussing and everything that's been kind of going on. How do you guys, I just really wanted to show that video for perspective purposes. So do you guys think that was honestly like a fair move? I don't think that they had a legitimate reason to search them. I'm not sure if I want to say it was a racial profiling, but it could very, very much tap dance on that line. It's like a very thin line of that. This seems to happen a lot, though. It seems like when there's like a majority of black people, I've been searched by cops falsely accusing me, saying that, oh, there's people that are coming through here trafficking. We have to pull everybody over. It could just be word of mouth. They could just be saying that so that they can do what they need to do. But what do you guys think? And anyone in the chat, how do you guys feel about this situation that happened to these young girls? And if that was your kid, how do you prepare your children? Because I think about that for my sons. I got sons, and I'm like mortified for them in the future. So just because it's such a target, black men, black males, black boys. You guys are such a target nowadays, but just in general, like, what do you guys think about this whole situation?
I like to commend the coach in this situation because I heard that the coach informed them, just go ahead and comply.
Right.
Because had they not, it could have been a much worse situation than it actually was.
Right.
They dealt with a lot of it. I believe it was racially motivated.
Yeah.
The reason why is because what he said when he got back to his car, which was, it's probably just some weed or something on there. You know,
he already had that stereotype.
That was after he stepped up on the bus, looked on to see. It should have been step up on the bus, look to see that these are young children.
Right, exactly.
Right? Not that they have anything, like they have no particular motive for anything, but just trying to get home. Just trying to get home. Like the young girl said, like, how did we go from being pulled over
for a traffic violation to being searched?
Being searched.
And I thought you couldn't search anything unless you found probable cause to search.
There was no probable cause to search.
Right.
But we also have to think about like what laws are in effect in other states, right? So like I don't necessarily know what they have when it comes to their laws, if they can automatically search for whatever reason.
In Georgia.
But I mean, because then the commissioner said that they were following protocol, right?
Right.
For him not to see that there was a problem or that there was like he didn't have any type of outrage, he was willing to back them no matter what. It was like, come on now, like
they all stick together. Yeah, that was wrong. And those poor girls, they probably scared. I think sometimes they don't realize when they do stuff like that to these kids and stuff, that kind of affects them afterwards.
Yeah. I think
they don't care.
They would be scared.
They don't care.
I think they don't more so than anything, they understood and they were more annoyed.
Right. Okay.
I can see being scared. I can see being scared, but they were all complying. They didn't necessarily know if anything was going to pop off. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can see that
nobody got nasty. Right. I can see that there was a fear
there, but more than anything, I think they thought this is stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this is some bullshit.
Right. Like the girl said, she said, I didn't know what was going to happen if I should say goodbye to my mom. I'm like, dang, I would never want my kid. I just think that's sad. I would not want my kid to feel like, oh shit, I've been pulled over by the police officers. I might not make it back to my mom. I might not make it back home. Let me call now and say my goodbyes. Like, that's just terrible. Like, I would not want to be a cop in this day and age. Y'all have they got such a bad connotation right now.
What made it worse is that he sounded exactly like when Mike does that white person voice. Like he sounded exactly like Mike. Like, we're just gonna do a little search.
He did.
You know what I mean? Like,
he did.
He sounded exactly like when
that
Mike
shit was funny though.
fun.
So, hey, Carl, come here. I just wait. That's just check the shit. You know, a bunch of darkies and oh yeah, it's probably just wait.
You know what trips me out? When they do that, they used to be on you about some motherfucking weed. Now it's, if it's just a little bit of weed, we'll let that slide. We in a crazy, corrupt system, bro.
That's what you're trying to find, though. And she told you point blank, period. Shouldn't it be like, shouldn't you as law enforcement have the discernment or try and be able to understand, like, assess the situation And then after you assess the situation, know when, like, why would she lie to you?
Right.
When you asked what was in the package and she told you specifically that it was a gift and I don't know, and you keep on asking her constantly,
he's like, you don't know.
Where did it come from? In certain situations like that, like, you should have the discernment. Like, she's telling the truth. Why would she lie?
Right.
She's black. She's a Negro. Duh.
They all lie. They all lie, Carl.
The hell's wrong with you? You don't got time to believe these tar babies.
Are you one of those nigger lovers? Huh? You can tell me. You can tell me.
Look here, boys. We got ourselves a Negro.
I mean, we're making jokes, but
at times like this is
but
why,
believe it or not,
comedy is
some of
important,
them,
man. This is why, like, you have to laugh at racism, because, like, let's just be honest. This shit's never going to end.
It's not.
It's never going to stop.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
Because if it really was going to end, they would have done something about this shit, like, years ago. At least 50 or 60 fucking years ago.
Yeah, I think this is just the way we're gonna end up going out. I just think it's gonna be like a race war or something.
I mean, but shout out to, like, each and every one of those girls on that bus, man.
Yes.
Because, like,
you ladies did an excellent job.
They composed themselves. I mean,
nobody was.
No one freaked out. No one did that. Like, don't you go through my. Like, they didn't do any of that shit. They kept their calm. They kept their cool. Like, whatever. Yeah, they didn't do any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't give them a reason, even though sometimes they don't even need a fucking reason. They just, police officers, sometimes they just, like, terrorize you just to fucking do it because they have the power.
Yes.
But, they kept their composure. They kept their shit together. So shout out to, like, all the women on that bus.
And even the young white girl that was on there, I respect her because she ain't try to sugarcoat it.
She was
real. Kept that shit real. That's what I'm talking about.
Experiences matter, and experiences matter, and exposure matters. All those things matter. Like, she has black friends,
right?
I mean? Like,
but I just like the fact that you can remain in your whiteness. You can remain in your whiteness, know that you white, claim your whiteness, but see that some shit was wrong and be call that shit out. Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can be white as all right all day. I still fuck with you, but if you see some shit that you know is wrong, call that damn shit out, whether they're white, you're white, whatever. Because if I see it, if it's a black person and I see somebody doing something wrong to somebody that's not of a black race and it's still wrong, I'm going to call you out on it. It's still wrong. Wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
If I was white, I would have used the hell out of my privilege. Like, what the fuck y'all doing? Y'all doing this because it's mostly black people up here?
Been real loud, too.
Real loud.
Taquanda, sit down. Just sit down. Don't open your bag. Don't open your bag.
I will call my daddy, and I will have your badge so fast. So fast, mister.
Yes.
Don't you have me write a letter. I will write a letter. So quickly, by the time you get back to your desk, sir,
you will be
officer.
What's your name? Officer Bradley.
Sir.
Bradley.
That's hilarious. I will call my daddy.
I will call my daddy and have your badge so fast.
And then they be trying to, like, no, just calm down. Don't touch me. Oh my God, don't touch me.
I would have used my privilege so quick.
That is true, though. That's 100.
Yeah, that's
but no,
yeah, this is why
you didn't do shit.
This is why like you need a white girl there, because I think, like, they'd be more you can weaponize them more, like, oh my, did you just touch my chest?
Excuse me, those are my panties? Excuse me? Those are my feminine products?
Are you staring at my ass? Oh my God!
I'm putting this on live right now.
Shadi said, I'm going to shove your badge up your ass. You know, white people be quick to cuss out the cops and don't get in no trouble.
Man. Hey, man. Sometimes that don't always work in their favor, though.
For real, though. All right, you guys. So we're going to move on to the last topic of the night. It's a relationship topic. Something that has been trending so heavy. I don't know if this is the direction of relationships lately, but it was, I don't know if anyone knows who Michael Blackson is. Michael Blackson is an African comedian. He is very well known, very famous. He's been in the entertainment industry for a long time now. I know it's been at least 10 years or more.
He's probably most well known for his role in Next Friday, trying to bring those CDs back.
Hilarious. He's a really good he's funny. He's a funny comedian. He is involved. He has a part. His woman, not his wife, but his woman. She is of Asian descent. I believe she's Filipino, or I'm not sure. Don't quote me. But she's well, go ahead.
But I think they are married now, right?
No.
Okay.
No. So they actually did a sit-down interview with someone from the Shade Room as well. I'm going to play a little clip of their interview, basically talking about adding partners, and basically it was like monogamy, but adding partners in the bedroom, and how does this benefit a relationship or marriage? So with them, they're together, okay? But Michael Blackson wants to have more than one woman, basically. But the other women that he's involved with, besides his main woman, are also women that he's had long-term relationships with. So these are not just random women. He doesn't want to just sleep with random women because he said that he might not be able to trust them. They might be with him for his money. They might try to rob him, something like that. So he wanted to have a certain cluster of women that he's dealt with for a long time and has a history of relationship with. His main woman basically is also involved with these women as well in the bedroom sexually. His main woman is not allowed to have another man. She is only allowed to engage with the women that he engages with, and she's only allowed to bring women into the bedroom, that the women that they are basically all in a relationship with, right? But the flip side to it was his partner. She was saying how she gets bored in the bedroom, and she feels as though having the multiple women keeps the sexual antics exciting. But it seemed as though she was being persuaded, even though she said she wasn't being persuaded, because she was saying, I'm not just saying this because this is what Michael likes and this is what he wants. It's also something that I like and feel like is necessary to keep our sex life thriving. But then within the same breath, she also said that if they were to get married, they would have to figure out the dynamics of bringing the women that have been in their lives into the bedroom, because she said she wouldn't want it to be consistent and she wouldn't want any boundaries to be overstepped if they got married, which was kind of conflicting to me. So I was going to play a little bit of the interview and you guys can just tell me what you think. This is the last topic for tonight. I'm going to skip some parts so it's not really long.
Kind of touch on, Rada, you allow, or should I say accept, Michael having one side chick a month. Why does that work for you?
Courtesy of the Shade Room.
The reason why.
Courtesy of the Shade Room.
It's not even allowing. It's more. I've been in a long-term relationship, and I've said this before. You having sex with the same individual for years, it gets boring. And I just wanted some excitement in the bedroom.
Now notice she does most of the talking.
I feel like when he has these extracurricular activities, or when we have extracurricular activities together, it makes our sex life that more amazing. And it's proven every single time.
Take note of his body language.
Right. Just watch all of that.
That's kind of what's priority for me. And yeah, I'm a freak, but everybody is. It's just they don't talk about it. And
that's true. That's true.
You asked me something.
Yeah, we don't know what everyone does behind the bedroom. So.
Right.
What's the joy of life if you can't be yourself? You know.
So does that, Michael, would that same arrangement work in Rada's case if she wanted to have one side piece a month as well?
Here you go.
Well, you know what, Rada, I mean, you told him she's only interested in one penis.
She's only interested in one penis.
I mean, she's allowed to have any female.
Right.
He said she's allowed to have any female, but not a man.
Not a man, because she don't want a man. I don't want to. We don't need another penis in a relationship.
Well,
It's funny.
It makes our sex life excited. In fact, whenever after I'm with another woman, my penis is much harder for her. So this is more to.
You heard what he said?
Wait, what did he say? I'm sorry. What did he say?
Michael, what do you need from other women that you feel like you can't get from the person you want to call your wife?
Just a new coochie.
Just a new coochie.
And like just being with something different, I guess.
Believe it or not, you know, Rada have orgasms when we talk during sex. She have orgasm when we talk about how I slept with the other woman. Don't shut me up.
You don't have to tell all our secrets.
All right, I take that back. Delete that part.
You guys are are getting married. Is that still in the works? Where does that stand?
We're just trying to make sure we're in a great place and a right time. Perfect. You know, we haven't planned a date yet, but it will happen.
Right.
We just go through some kinks in our
relationship. Look at that Claudia boy.
Lots of kinks. And
I'm looking at Claudia boyfriend.
Yeah, she's like, hell no.
Bro, he's like,
look, listen to what she said. Listen to Claudia. Listen to them. Look, he said that wouldn't work. Listen.
It couldn't work because, you know, she can't have extra dudes. That's why.
And can he have extra?
What you want, you should go out there and find maybe unicorn that you get from.
Right, but meaning you wouldn't be in the relationship, or you would still be in the relationship?
Try it and find out.
That's like a setup.
That sounds like fuck around and find out.
Right.
Equal opportunity employer. So my thing is, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And if you want to be about that life, then I can be about that life.
Hey.
We're not to, but we can all be about
that life. All right now.
It's all about fair equality.
That's right.
And justice for all. So if you want to go do that,
I can
go do that.
Exactly.
That's this question. I didn't bring this up.
Like I say, Rada, if she wanted to be with another man, you know, then we can be a couple. Be friends. I can't put a ring in your hand and somebody else bend you over and look at it on the tap.
Okay, well let's talk about this a little bit, because obviously I watched the first episode. That was airing on Monday, and Rada had an issue with you basically bringing these women in the public.
Here you go.
She prefers you hit it and quit it, no repeats was what she said. And don't show them in public. So I'm just trying to understand what is the correlation there that, you can have these women, bring them in public, do what you do, but it would be, you couldn't be with her if she matched that energy. Why is that?
Well, I understand where she's coming from with that. Our biggest, originally, she would prefer I just go on the road, sleep with a groupie, keep it moving. You know, me on the other hand, I didn't find that to be safe. I didn't plan going and finding a total stranger, let her into my presence.
It's almost
anything
over.
is possible. She'll wake up and there'll be a picture of me somewhere, or wake up and I have jewelry missing. Anything is possible. You know, so I didn't prefer that route. I prefer more of like sticking with 2-3 chicks that I'm familiar with, that I know and I trust, and rotate them, and
rotate them.
Like a whole relationship.
That's funny.
And that's our biggest, and that's one of our biggest problems. Like, to know that you are my lady. They
It
just
don't
around.
matter though.
They just here for the dick. I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah,
They
but you're
just
doing
here for the
extra
dick.
stuff. Like you're not doing just pussy stuff. It's like extra stuff on top of the pussy stuff, and that's a relationship.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, you know, I feel
She
like
don't agree.
Right.
show them a good time, and that's our biggest problem.
I think showing them a good time is them already. That's a good time.
She pretty much want me to like Uber coochie, pretty much. Just Uber the man and Uber him out. And that's our big argument for today. That's what we
Turn them off.
Oh my god.
Married
That's fucking hilarious.
to get into a marriage with this type of arrangement.
Listen to this part.
That's why we put it on
No now.
until we work that out.
It's not smart to get into a marriage, people in the chat.
Have any boundaries, and we're not going there. He can just go be a single hoe. And so, Rada, is that something you actually want and are okay with to, have that arrangement, or is that something that
This part too.
Try and continue a relationship with Michael, and you feel like that's how the relationship will continue, or do you feel as though like you want something more monogamous? Like, what is like your?
Let's see how she really feels.
I truly feel like, I guess I like excitement. I don't really have one answer for it, but I do want monogamy, but not quite so. We can have fun in the bedroom type of monogamy where we can still bring people in. I don't know if you still call that monogamy.
Yeah, she want monogamy, but just a little spice.
I don't know if I can continue a relationship with Mike with not having those extracurricular activities, because that's what I was looking for after my last relationship. And, we had so much fun in the bedroom together where I don't know if I can let that go. I'm okay with stepping into the marriage and having that here and there, but I just don't like that extra stuff. Okay. A lot of people want that narrative to be, it's Michael who wants it, and I'm only doing it for him, but that's not the case. Ideally for you, it would be something a little more, mostly between the.
All right, so I'm gonna end it there. It's pretty much over. I just wanted you guys to get the bulk of it. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about that? This has become something that's super.
This ain't nothing new. It's like Michael Blackson, he's a high value guy. He's a multimillionaire. It's like only reason why she's staying with his ass is because he's providing her a lavish lifestyle. It's not because she's dickmatized. Like, she's a beautiful fucking woman.
Yeah,
she can get dick from wherever she fucking wants to.
You're right.
He's with him because he's high value. He's able to like give her necessities that she can't get from the common guy. Because if she was really looking for love and respect and all this other shit, he would just date a common, regular, average Joe Blow.
Right.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want that. She wants that high value, like I live in 6 condos, a mansion, blah, 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 because he's a millionaire dude.
Right.
So it's kind of like...
She's not trying to ruin a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he even made a joke. Michael Blackson made a joke. He was on somebody's show because somebody saw this interview, and he even said, the type of lifestyle that I carry is for rich niggas only, not broke niggas. Broke niggas can't do this. He was making a joke.
Listen.
He was being
fuck
for real.
him, fuck him, but he's not lying. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't do that shit. I can't do that shit if I wanted to. I mean, fuck you, nigga, but like, yeah, all right.
You can't be broke and cheating on me, nigga.
Right, you're right.
Like,
but she said that it's a relationship that he have with these other women. So is it considered cheating if she know?
If she allows it,
if she allows it, it's not cheating. No.
Okay.
No. I think she's well, good and trained.
I think so too.
Because the way that he was sitting back and the way that she was speaking, it was like,
go ahead, do it. I talk to you now.
Yeah, go ahead. Say sunglasses on. I ain't gotta say shit. And on top of that, they was asking him questions that she could have answered. They was asking him like, so what do you think she thinks? Why don't you ask her?
I feel like she wants to be, I think she wants to be monogamous, but she just wants to be able to have threesome sex.
He ain't calling no shots. No
Right.
shots. No nothing. He's calling all the shots in that relationship when it comes to, I mean, because he's supplying the lavish lifestyle that Mike was talking about. I feel like she's going along with what he wants to appease him. She wants certain things.
Right.
But he looks like he flat out said, I'm not doing that.
Right.
And she'd be like, okay, well, all right.
Right. What were you gonna say, Michael? That's crazy though.
It was the same thing with Claudia Jordan and her dude. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at that nigga and he was like, damn, I want that shit too.
Yeah,
but it's like, but Claudia Jordan,
wait. You think her husband was thinking, damn, I wish I could get that?
That's not even her husband. That's just her boyfriend.
Oh, you think you say that's what he was thinking?
he was mad as shit. It's like, damn, I want that fuck. But it's like, he's a regular, average dude. Claudia Jordan is a high-value woman. And like, I mean, she's not on the Michael Blackson, but she has money. She's a celebrity. She's known. She's a high-value woman. So that's why she's able to, like, that's why when they were asking her questions, he kind of like look over at her like, baby, can I say? Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the same shit. That's why she was like, yeah, you cheat on me, find out what happened, nigga. You just another nigga, all right? I'm Claudia. I have a name, all right? I'm somebody.
Right.
Still, he has respect for his lady a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like,
I think you know that.
Yeah, Claudia Jordan is Claudia Jordan, but you can definitely look at the situation. You could say like, hey, I have respect for her because she was very much saying, which it makes sense. She was very much saying like, if you want to fuck around and find out, I can fuck around and find out.
Find out too. Hey, exactly.
And in terms of that, it's like he really doesn't want that. You know,
right?
He really doesn't. Michael Blackson, he doesn't want to fully commit.
That's what I got out of that too.
That was that situation. Like, even when she was talking about like, do you ever think like marriage? He said the most cliche thing that anybody could ever say when someone is talking about marriage is like, oh, if we, you know, if the time is right, if the place is right, you know what I mean? Like,
that's that cop out line. That's that cop out line.
That's just
I wouldn't say it's a cop out.
Huh?
I wouldn't say it's a cop out because between the three of us, Ken, like me and you and Michael Blackson, we're in two totally different tax brackets. You know what I'm saying? It's like he gets married, he has a lot to risk. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. He's not married. Yeah. He's not married.
I'm saying get married.
Oh yeah. Oh,
which is. Like that part is like, okay, I get that shit because even if he gets a prenup, then today that's still not enough. She can still like
get some. She can get some
for whatever fucking reason, and she could take half his shit.
You're saying that might be why he might be a little bit more hesitant to getting married.
One of the reasons. I don't know, or being like what Ken says, like he just doesn't want.
There's a lot more that goes into that, and it has a lot to do with his commitment to her. Just in general, his commitment in general to any one person is what would. I think further on down the line, yes.
Yeah.
I think further on down the line, like if he was monogamous with her and then he answered that way, then yes, I would agree with you on that, Mike. But I feel like in terms of him not being able to commit to just one woman sexually, that statement is a little bit more layered. You know what I mean? Like his answer to that whole marriage situation is a little bit more layered just because he's not even staying committed to her and they're not even married. I mean, they're not even about to get married. They're just in a relationship.
And look,
she's letting him do whatever he
wants. And we're counting down. We count down.
Yeah, but she doesn't have to do it.
We coming back.